This is Mr. Castellano, and today I will tell you how to write the What Are My Plans After High School essay. Let's start off with the writing process. First, you gotta think about what you want to write. Then you gotta outline it and plan it. And then you have to actually write it. And then you have to read it over, revise it, edit it, check the spelling, and then write it over. And then check it again. And possibly write it over a third time. Repeat until it's publishable. Writing the essay. Let's begin by my telling you how to think. Okay? You have to gain clarity. Wise man once told me that the more clear you are in your life, the more likely you are to be successful. Write down your goals every day. Write down 20 goals. And then the next day, write down the next 20 goals. And do that the following day. Do it all by memory. If somebody wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you should be able to tell him or her your exact goals. Here are some unclear goals. Some kids say, I want to graduate high school. I want to go to college. I want to make money. I want to make a lot of money. Alright? Here's a clear goal. I want to get over an 85 average in high school. I want to go to Queensboro. I'm going to do 2 years. I'm going to go to Queens College. I'm going to major in math and secondary education. I want to become a math teacher in Queens or Long Island. I know the salary for a New York City teacher, but I want to supplement it, making $50 an hour as a tutor. And eventually, I want to get to the $100 range within 5 years. Who's going to succeed? The unclear goals or the clear goals? Chances are the person with the clear goal is going to succeed. Okay? Now, there are ways to succeed after high school. There are different ways. Don't let somebody tell you that there's only one way, because there are many ways. Okay? You can go to a 4-year university. That's the traditional way. If you're Paul, you can go to a 2-year university. Nothing wrong with that. I know many students who do 2 years at a community college and then they move on to a 4-year university. But here's a little warning, alright? I believe the success rate for a 2-year college for students who graduate within 6 years is only 25%. Okay, so if you go to a 2-year college to begin, you probably only have a 25% chance of staying there and succeeding. So that's why it's good to go to a 4-year college right away. If you know exactly what you want to do, you can learn a trade. Nothing wrong with going into a technical school, learning how to fix cars, air conditioners, be a plumber, be a cosmetologist, be a chef. Okay, if your family has a business, continue the family business. Or you can start your own business. Okay? The whole point I'm trying to make is the more clear you are, the greater chance you have of achieving your goal. I believe success is fulfilling your potential, and you all have potential. Okay? Let's get back to the essay, the outline. Here's my mantra. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Plan it out. Here's what one student outlined. Essay, what are my plans after high school? He knows he wants to become a graphic designer. I asked him, what does he have to do? He says he has to finish high school, he has to learn graphic design in another school, and he knows he has to find a job. Good. 3 details for his main point. And then he takes these 3 details and he separates them into 3 smaller details. Okay? He has to finish high school. He knows he has to go to class on time and make the most out of every lesson. He knows he has to get all his credits. He knows he has to pass his regents. And then when he learns graphic design in college, he knows that in order to do that, first he has to research which institution to go to, he has to apply to programs, and he actually has to go to school and apply the same amount of hard work that he used in high school. And then he has to find a job. He said he's going to get the help of family and friends. He's going to search the internet, and he's going to get help from his college and career center. Okay, I lied. I told him that, alright? I helped him. Okay? It's alright to help your students sometimes. Outline the conclusion. The outline for the conclusion is the same for almost every single essay. All you got to do is restate the thesis, and then summarize, and then at the end, tell the reader to do something. Remember this, and you'll never have problems writing conclusion again. Okay? Here's a little lecture on how to overcome the fear of writing. I know some of you have been bruised and battered by teachers. Some of you have been told you're terrible writers. You probably are. But here's what I want you to do. Write it out. Be a kid again. Kids do stupid things. They eat ants. They pick out weeds and they give it to their moms thinking they're beautiful flowers. They play in puddles. They're not afraid to make mistakes. Remember the bumblebee. You know that bumblebee, that big bee that flies around that you wonder how it's flying? It's not supposed to be able to fly, but it flies anyway. Here's the point. If you've been told that you're a poor reader and writer, Ignore them. Write it anyway. Worry about improving later on. That's what I'm here for. You write it. I'll correct it. We'll work together. Writing the intro. Write the heading. Okay, get some confidence, feel like you're writing something, write the title, and then just get started. You see this intro over here? I just wrote over the outline. Literally, this is the same thing that I wrote on the outline. And then I wrote the body. Once again, I just filled out the outline. Look, I'm a decent writer, okay? Here's the main point. Just give me three nice solid body paragraphs. Okay, and if you haven't written in years, give me a 3-paragraph essay. I'll show you how to turn it into a 5-paragraph. Okay, just write it. Write into conclusion. I'll show you how to write this. Okay, it says, I am motivated to become a graphic designer in the future. That's my thesis. I will achieve my goals one step at a time. Finish high school, finish college, and finish applying for graphic design jobs. Only after I land one. We should all follow our passions in life. I will follow mine, and I hope my peers will follow theirs. Look, this is like my 3rd draft, okay? So that's why it's decent. But remember the process. Thesis, summarize, tell the reader to do something. Here's some parting words. Write your essay. Worry about making mistakes later. Think an outline before writing the essay. A wise man once said, drafting is like throwing up all over the paper. And editing is like cleaning it up. Okay, so just write it, and I'll fix it. And here's more parting words. Don't listen to me. My advice only pertains to me. It might work for you. It might not. I don't care how you write this essay. I don't care if you listen to me. I don't care what you do. Just give me an essay on Wednesday when it's due. Alright, I'll grade you on the effort. Your essay might get a low grade. Rewrite it. Keep rewriting it till you get a high grade. I'll give you a good grade in the class as long as you work hard. And that's it. To learn more, go to my website, check out my blog, and email me if you have any questions. Take care.